All right. The goddess, the feminine, is healing on a global scale. What does this actually mean? What's the science of this? Is there a science of it? So, yes, there is. And I'd like to explain what is going on. And if you guys have heard of womb awakening, the feminine healing, the feminine rising, it basically means that right now we're in an over-masculine programming. That means that we are too much in our logical thinking brain, right? Which is our left brain. It's our cerebrum, it's the frontal lobe. There's a lot of logic and analytical thinking going on, and it's causing stress on our bodies. This is happening in the brain, like in there. And when people are learning how to not think so much because we're too much in our minds, we're too much in our masculine. And in America, we're pretty much programmed to be in our masculine mind, right? We're pretty much programmed to be successful, to go to school, to memorize, know vocabulary, all these like structural directions and instructions for our lives. And our creative, intuitive, flowy, feminine side of our brains, called the cerebellum, are actually closed off and they're not exercising. So our creativity and innovation are going down. Now, this creative, intuitive part of our brain is also the part where we get connected to our source, to our God, whatever your religion is. It's the connected part. And in ancient times, the feminine was a representation of God's source because of this intuitive psychic ability that the feminine has. Now, everyone has a masculine and feminine part of them. Carl Jung talks about this, and he calls it the anima and the animus. So when I say that we're in an over-masculine mind, we actually are. We're in an over-masculine in many parts of us. Now, let me give you an example of another scientific part of the over-masculine. If you guys have ever heard of the process of oxidation, it's in the body. Everything has a masculine and feminine. So the masculine is called oxidation. It's basically the aging process in the body. Oxidation is like when you cut an apple in half and it turns brown, it like ages, it's like brown and yucky. Well, the body's tissue go through the process of oxidation, and you've probably heard of oxidative stress. This is caused by over oxygen, which is over toxins, over free radicals. Our bodies are aging just like the apple. Our tissues are aging too fast just like the apple. Now, oxidation is good to a certain extent. The free radicals in our body are good to a certain extent, but there's too much of it. The balancing isn't happening. So what's the feminine aspect of this? It's called reduction, which is sparked by hydrogen. So the oxidation is oxygen. The reduction is hydrogen. It's the feminine rest and rejuvenate of the body. So when this is going on, your body's repairing itself. It's resting. And that's why a lot of people that are in the weightlifting and like human optimization realm, they're realizing that this overworking out is actually not good for them. So they're learning to rest and rejuvenate like yoga. That gets their body into a state to heal themselves while they sleep. This is the feminine. This is the receiving part of the mind, the body connection. So what else is stimulated by the over-masculine is the sympathetic nervous system. Oxidation is called oxidative stress. When your body is stressed, it's in a sympathetic nervous system state, which basically means that you're over-sympathetic. We're over-masculine. The sympathetic is like stressed out, fight or flight. And this is causing the oxidative stress in the body too. So if you think about it, we're all stressed and we're all going throughout society like do, go, because we're programmed that way through school and whatnot. And we're not resting and rejuvenating. We're not being in the moment. We're not disconnecting from our phones. We're overstimulated. And this imbalance is causing our parasympathetic nervous system to not function properly. And this is what causes hormonal imbalances. It causes inflammation. It causes different things in the body that detox themselves. When you're detoxing, the rest and rejuvenation, the parasympathetic nervous system is key. It's key in reliving your body, re-optimizing your body. So if that makes sense, the over masculine inside is happening without. What is within is without. And so you start to look at the body in these masculine and feminine principles, and a lot of them came from when I learned Chinese medicine, and I was really tapping into these concepts. And so when we go into healing the feminine, it goes into healing the water, because the feminine is water, masculine is fire, okay? So this is a spiritual concept, and I'm just going to kind of tie it into the physical science so you guys can have some tangible evidence of this whole feminine healing thing. So, what happens? Why is the feminine water? Well, the cerebrum is masculine, which is the front. The cerebellum is the feminine, which is the back of the brain. The brain is connected in the back to the brain stem down to the nervous system. This is all feminine. How much of our bodies are water? 75%. Dr. Joe Dispenza says the body is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the feminine. The conscious mind is the masculine, the doing, the thinking, the rest and rejuvenate. The secret part of the mind is the subconscious. Now, this is actually why people talk about the mermaid myth. Is the mermaid is the feminine, but it lures you in. The mermaid lures the sailor, the conscious mind, into the subconscious mind so that it can pull you to the depths of the water, the darkness, the womb, to heal and face your shadows that lay in your subconscious mind that actually are programming your conscious mind, right? So all of our programs, all of the subconscious programs that we've been holding in come from our subconscious mind. The traumas, all the things that we hold from our childhood are actually blueprinted in our subconscious mind, and this is causing our DNA to not be able to fully express itself. And if I won't go too far into DNA activation, but if you guys know about it, you know that we have dormant DNA that is not able to express itself because of the trauma that we all have. And so there are different modalities, there are different healing things that you can do to help yourself heal this inner feminine. And, you know, the whole law of attraction, positive thinking, self-development oftentimes will not heal the inner feminine, because in order to heal the inner feminine, you have to face your inner darkness. This is called the hero's journey. It's going on this journey to face yourself. It's just yourself pulling you to the depths of the ocean, which is water, which is healing yourself. And so Carl Jung talks about this in dreams, where when you're experiencing anything to do with water, it's coming from your subconscious mind, okay? So when you start to go into the feminine, you face the darkness. This is the secret to ascension. This is the secret to healing yourself on a mind, body, soul level, everything level, because everything that's in your subconscious is actually what's ruling your conscious world. We just don't know it. So when you go into this healing, you do the inner work, and this is what I do in my program. We do the inner work. We go to the inner child. We go to the deepest, darkest parts of us, which are in our subconscious minds, to therefore face our darkness, face our secrets, because anything that's repressed in our subconscious mind is very powerful. That's why sexual healing is so powerful, because you're facing the deepest, darkest secrets that a lot of people are not admitting. This could be fantasies of rape. This could be fantasies of darkness, of killing people or whatnot. And I'm being real with you guys. Like, I study the subconscious mind, and there's a lot of deep, dark secrets that go on, but those deep, dark secrets could be trauma from your bloodline. They could be trauma from your childhood or sexual abuse that you don't consciously know about. And you don't really know why you're fantasizing about these things. You don't know why you're having to sleep with all these people. Maybe you're addicted to sex. Whatever the darkest, deepest secrets are in society, that is what the feminine can heal. That is what we can hold space for. And that is what we need in order to stop these patterns, these ancestral patterns from keeping on. Like, the patterns keep happening. So when you go to this place, what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to face yourself with some help, obviously. This is what womb awakening is you're awakening your womb that's here and in your solar area, which is like your solar plexus, your sacral area, which is like your reproductive area. We are all creator beings, and whatever's going on in your whole subconscious mind is what you are manifesting. Your sexual reproductive system is a huge part of your manifestations, and if you have blockages there and your energies there because of subconscious fantasies or whatnot that are repressed and things that you can't face in yourself, you are going to be manifesting that in your reality. So if you're somebody who, man, like goes out and keeps on dating the scumbag, keeps on attracting these experiences that you get screwed over, we have to go to the subconscious programming of it. And this is diving to the depths of the water. And the beauty of water is that the symbolism is feminine, and water has the ability to hold you while you learn these lessons, to support you, to make you weightless. And we are water. We all have the ability to create a safe space within ourselves so that we can heal. This is so powerful, you guys, because when you get through it, this is the hero's journey, right? You're like, I'm done with society. I want to change. I'm living the unlived life. I don't want these patterns anymore. I want to face myself. I need help. So you choose to go on the hero's journey. And oftentimes you'll need a mentor. And this is something that Joseph Campbell coined. He's a philosopher, and he's an amazing philosopher. And I highly recommend reading The Power of Myth, because he talks about this hero's journey. And everyone goes through this hero's journey when they start to face themselves. So you leave society, find the mentor, the guide, aka me or somebody else who comes into your life that helps you along the journey. And you have to go into the cave. And the cave is the same thing as the ocean. And you go to the deepest, darkest depths of yourself, and you fight the dragon, or you fight the sea monster, which is essentially you, which is your own ego. And what you find is treasure, buried treasure, deep, deep, deep in that ocean. And you find that inner truth, which is your treasure, which I call it your gifts, your treasure. And because you fought your ego, you faced it, you're able to take that treasure into the surface again, and you can live your truth, your gifts. They might be psychic gifts. They might be, like I'm telling you guys, any gifts that you have in this treasure, I'll talk about the science of that in the brain in a minute. So once you start living your truth, you start seeing more of your gifts, because you're actually living your authentic self, and you're healing your authentic self, and the world can see you shine, and you can be who you're meant to be. When I went through this, man, and it was deep inner work, and I was willing to go to the places that I truly didn't know what was wrong with me. And when I found my truth, I went through the whole thing. You know, I wanted to scream it to the world, because I was so hidden for so long from myself. And it feels so good in my body to be free and to be sovereign and just to feel free. But the beautiful part about this is once you release those subconscious restraints that you have on yourself, the chains, the dragon, the sea monster, your mind starts to open up. Your cerebellum will literally open up. New neural pathways will start to awaken. And when you start to awaken your inner feminine, your creative energy flows through. I'm not just talking like little ideas here and there. They're like huge aha moments. If you research womb awakening and you research what goes on in women and men who go through this process, they're like, oh my gosh, I thought of the best business plan. You know, I thought of an idea for my kids. I thought of all these things. I had no idea I had this beautiful creative energy in me that comes from source. We align with source, and we become sacred union with our source, which means our souls merge with our spirits, merge with source, and it's a threefold flame, they call it. Okay? The Trinity, the beautiful manifestation when you are completely aligned. This beautiful process is a scientific process in the body, a physiological process in the body, and up to healing that inner feminine, because we are